Hey everybody, it's Vitaly from Kotlibri, and in today's video we are going to talk about estimations, which is, a cornerstone of every website development project. So in order to fight with an anxiety on how much hours to literally declare to client we need to build a website, obviously there is some template. uh, we build this template in order to slice down the project into different phases and predict how much time developer will need to develop the website, designer will need to design the website, QA manager will need to check out the responsive, different browsers, everything, something for project communication, something for training and hand off of the documents around the project. And in total, when development is only 50% of a project, you know that in fact 50% more are spent on QA, content upload, SEO basics, page speed, I know, project communication, training of a client's team, and so on and so on. So let's be quite quick today and go directly to an estimation template. We'll be talking only about the development part, and I'll be happy to share this template with everybody who will want this, probably in my LinkedIn. So today we're talking about the development part, and important stuff about this table. It's something we are sharing with our clients, and what I think you'll be able to share with your clients as well. We have a category here, which is basically a kind of work that will be done on the website, some description, basic hours, which is amount you predict. For example, environment stuff will take like 1 hour. A buffer, it's some amount of time which usually everybody needs because things go wrong, not as planned, and we need to include this buffer into a project. You can specify the buffer for different type of tasks from like 10% to, I don't know, 100%, 1000%. Basically, do whatever you want. I would say that a 20% buffer for anything is enough. For the typical projects we're doing for clients, maybe too much for your clients or too little. It's up to you. And at the end, you are getting a final total amount of hours. So, for example, if we take 10 hours, it's one extra hour located somewhere. Uh, Now, let's go through the table and just one by one. So in today's video, we are talking about Figma to WordPress websites. I've been showing you Figma for website for so long, but I guess it's the best project I can really share because it's ours, and I have all rights to show you every aspect of that. You can see some comments popping up all the time. So work is in progress because constant updates are required. And when developer looks through website like that, he definitely need to set up his local host, copy website if it was not new. So if client had some website before, if it's a redesigned project, he copies it to his local host. He sets up Git account. He updates WordPress to latest version, updates all the dependencies in code, does his like job creating folders, assets, dive into the project if you may so. Then theme architecture plus UI kit. We've been talking about this a while ago. We are building UI kits for our clients. So basically, UI kit is a page where all repetitive uh, types of code are like added to the page. So like colors, buttons, typography, and so on and so on. Something that repeats. So components are part of sections, and then sections build the page. Every section will have buttons, or mostly every section. They also will have some font rules, some colors. There will be forms, there will be cards, there will be pop-ups. All these elements are part of UI kit. So depending on the size of your kit, there will be some amount of time allocated for that. So I would say let's put, I don't know, 5 hours approximately for a rough website project. Then header, footer, burger menu. It's the elements that are repetitive all over uh, across every page on a website. So basically, you build them and you build half of the page, especially if it's text pages. But very important part to include responsive, because if there is special design for mobile and tablet, you may end up in a situation where a lot of time required. So depending on your design, here will be some amount of hours as well. Then everything is super easy. We slice each page by page. And just to heads up, every page should be listed here. So we added homepage as at least one page you have on the website. Then text pages are privacy policy, cookies policy. It also could be a single blog page, but there is usually something on the top. It could be header of content, so it's different one. 404 page, just because it's required to add some styling here. Let's add at least 1 hour here. These text pages, okay, let it be 2 hours. Homepage development, it depends on the number of sections. So for example, our homepage, I don't know how much, but let's put here like 30 hours. Header, footer, let's put here roughly 8 hours. It's not real estimation, it's just in order to show that each hour is located here, have some buffer here, uh, and the total amount of hours is a little bit different from the one you're seeing right here. Let me do it this way. Great. Then we have all types of pages. Then we have custom functionality. Custom functionality is something that applied either to one specific template or to the whole website. It's up to you. I've made two examples. One is animations, and the second one is some data pulling from API. It could be also some complicated filtering functionality, or I know whatever you feel is something custom and should be listed separately, because client need to know that this part will take quite significant time. So if you don't want to show that some one page will take you like 50 hours when all others on average take you 5-10 hours to build, then you specify this as an extra line. SEO basics is for usually redesign tasks, or for a new project, it's some entry point for SEO titles, descriptions. If you do this, add. If you don't, just remove this line. Content upload. So if previous website had a lot of content, you need to migrate that. If it's a redesign project, if it's a new, brand new project, and clients providing you some descriptions for his services, portfolio items. You need to upload that. You need to roughly understand how many minutes you need per each article, and then multiply it on the amount of articles pages, and you'll get your numbers here plus some buffer, and it will be a total number. QA time, it's a time spent by your team member, QA, PM, whoever does this job, for testing the layout and providing feedback. After that is done internally, you share this with dev again, and he needs time to implement this. It's next step, which is feedback implementation. Then you share this with the client. Client has some minor points as well, and a client is not part of your team, so you don't have expenses there. But when clients provide this feedback, developers should implement that. Then you migrate stuff to production server when the project is ready. Oh, basically, you know what? Well, here is some missing point. Um, Marketing integrations, analytics, Google Search Console, Google Tag Manager. MailChimp, etc. It could also be a part of custom functionality, but I like when it's separated here. It's outdated a little bit template, which I copied probably, but it works great. Migration to live server, your staging environment and production environment may vary. So if client host website, for example, on WP Engine, and you're working on his staging environment, going live will take you how much? Like 20 minutes to do the backup and click one button, automatically all the process will go through. Or you have your own staging on your own server and then you migrate to client server on a different provider. In that case, there could be different versions of PHP, just different server settings. Something will break. You need to fix that, do it quickly, make sure everything is aligned. I know FTP could be slow, whatever. Depending on these rules, I would suggest you to have some buffer here. So speed optimization is kind of work that partly done during the development, partially on the final server with some plugin setup. Again, adding time here, adding time here, adding time for project communication, and you end up with some amount of hours, which is sum of all the hours you listed here, pulled from hours here. Let's add something like at least 1 hour for everything. Yeah, you see. So we have a lot of strings, and these strings force you to add a time in each cell. And you see, it looked like a small part, you get 60 hours, and then you just adding 1 hour everywhere, and basically you end up with much more time. And what I see a lot in project estimations from other agencies is that a lot of stuff they try to include in some basic, like roughly the page will take, I don't know, 10 hours. But what does this 10 hours mean? If you break this down into different subsets, you'll understand that you're missing quite a lot of time. And the most dangerous phase is that everybody estimates from start to sharing things with client as like a project budget. It's not. Then you have all this stuff with feedback, review and revisions, okay, market integrations, migration to live server, speed optimization, training handoff, project communication, and also I bet content upload. These are the parts that usually are not estimated. That's why you overpromise with some sort of development timelines, or you select the gaps which are just random guesstimates. So, in order to be more accurate with your estimates, use the table like this. I'll drop it probably below under the video or post it on my LinkedIn. And this helped us a lot to increase the estimates. Uh, I mean, the estimates grew up in size. And at first, we were like, oh, it's too much. But then we started tracking actual time spent on different projects and understood that we simply didn't include certain parts into the estimates, and they were draining our like time, nerves, and team hustling, trying to complete the stuff because you promised to a client that this will be live by a certain date, and it's literally impossible because something was forgotten or extra stuff end up into the scope of work. So with this document, you, for example, can uh, make better predictions and forecasting on how much time you'll need and what time frame you need to develop certain website for client. Recently, we had an experience with the stuff which was client content upload, and it was estimated as zero. So client asked not to estimate this at all. And when project came to finish line, The content was ready, it was estimated separately. So this kind of spreadsheet with some comments will also give you an extra layer of protection in case of some misunderstanding with a client, because the tables are shared in emails, in WhatsApp messages, and you can get back to them, review, and get peace of mind for you and your client, settle up any misunderstandings. I guess that's it for today. The short video came up as 15 minutes long talking head from my side. It was Vitaly from Codelivery. Hope it helps to build better WordPress websites for you. Bye bye. See you next week.